for that long. It was the first one.
Oh, wow.
And Andrei Bartkowiak, who's a cinematographer, who's a director now.
Yeah,
So,
I've heard the name.
he worked with Sidney Lumet, and he directed that commercial.
Right.
So I mean, there's like a lot of
Didn't he
little
direct
cool
Runaway
things.
Train, or is that somebody else?
I don't know.
Anyway.
But he directed a lot of great films. I mean, it's just interesting to see that
I've
where
been,
it started.
yeah, I was imploring Hannah to watch Last American Virgin because it's the story of my life.
Oh,
Uh,
is it?
it is. And there's a study on YouTube about the beta male, and they use Last American Virgin.
Really?
Yes, about this is what you don't not to do. Here's
Right.
well, it's basically a movie that for
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, it's a movie for about an hour and 10 minutes. Is like a Porky's sort of sex comedy.
Yeah.
Although it did do a lot of things. Porky's and Fast Times came out about the same time, and I was surprised at similarities because there's a whole scene where they're peeking in the shower,
Yep.
like Porky's.
Yeah.
Although in this movie they actually measure their dicks.
Right.
That's a different type of
See, it's a
scene.
guy film.
Yeah, and then there's the abortion thing, just like in Fast Times.
Oh, and there's cocaine and
Yeah.
hard liquor drinking.
Right.
I mean, that's what's
that's
interesting
true.
with Virgin, because a lot of people, if you watch it now, you will be shocked at how you'll be surprised. You will even today watch that film and be affected.
Right.
Which
Well,
that is what I think is so amazing.
I am affected. I think that the reason it's grown in resonance is that I think when people saw it when they were a kid, and I know I did watching the video when I was a kid, I didn't quite get it. Like, you have to have a few heartbreaks, and then you're like, oh yeah. Because at the end of the movie,
You really appreciate it
yeah.
afterwards.
So after about the last 15 minutes are a Greek tragedy.
Yeah.
The blonde guy who's always the blonde guy's always the villain in the
Right.
Days
That's
movie.
true.
Yep.
Blonde guy's always the villain. The dark haired guy's always the hero. And they go on all these hijinks and adventures, and they try to, like, he's in love with you, the dark haired guy.
Yeah.
And
And he's good, and you want us together.
Yeah.
I'm very like, I'm the girl who goes out. I wind up going out with his best friend.
right, and the blonde guy, and they try to push him off on your best friend, who's gorgeous,
Right.
who's Kimmy Robertson, who was in
Yeah.
Twin Peaks.
She's beautiful and just
Like,
awesome.
there's a scene where she's like trying to, she's in a bikini, and he's like, could you rub my back with, and both your bodies are amazing. And he,
Aw,
Agreed,
thank
yeah.
you. I never thought
but
of
but
that.
she
So
but
it's
she
like-
but she's wearing a string bikini, and he's like, I have to rub your back. You're such an ugly. I'm like, she's hot. What's the matter with you? But
I know they really had to try to tone her down,
Yeah.
which I thought was really. I mean, poor Kimmy, like she is so beautiful, and they really had to just like, how can we make her look more, best friend, frumpy, whatever. I don't know, but I mean, she's beautiful.
once again, of course, later on in the scene, they try to drown the crabs they got from a hooker in the pool, but that's a whole other thing. But you gotta watch this movie again. At the end of
Yeah, right?
so then the blonde guy on the football field. And that's another similarity of Fast Times, because Fast Times, right, for Jason Lee loses their virginity
And that film
in the
again.
baseball field.
They came at the same time, and Virgin was made first, but Fast Times came out first.
Right.
And that we felt that really hit Virgin. It was really hard because people were comparing it.
Yeah.
Whereas if Virgin came out by itself, maybe it would have done a lot better.
Right.
But of course, it's still with us today. I mean, all the films
Yeah.
are with us. But it is always an interesting comparison because look at Fast Times is the American version
Right.
with a happy ending,
Right.
and Virgin is the European ending, or more like this is life.
It is life. Well, and so you get knocked out. The blonde guy doesn't want anything to do with you. The dark haired guy's like, I'm gonna take care of it. I'm gonna take care of everything. Takes you to the worst abortion clinic ever. This is like a Nazi camp. The doctor, the close up of the doctor, you're like, holy crap, is this Mengele? Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Even the girl in the operating room's like, she's like, it's gonna be $200 cash, and then.
That's a good
Yes.
expression.
I mean, the acting, it's funny because when I was watching this again, the acting, because I think some of the dialogue was kind of weird and.
Yes, no, it was interesting that she was played very evil, and also the doctor who does the abortion was played very evil.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think always what's really great
But
about
your
this
acting
film,
in that scene is I mean, it's undeniable.
well, it's what it is it's kids in that film, we were all teenagers when we did it, but we were treated as, we act as adults even though we're teens.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're acting as if we're like in our 20s.
Right.
Not like that we're adult, but we're having adult situations, and we're going, well, we have to take care of it. I mean, I'm not going to my mother in the scene and going, Mom, I got pregnant. He's not going to his parents he's not trying to get money from his parents. He's selling things that he owns. I mean,
Right.
what's interesting about
Yeah, he sells a stereo. You see, I was
Right.
my first boss. All to the strains of U2's "I Will Follow."
yeah, which is amazing.
And it fits perfectly. A lot of the music cues in the scene in the movie were like really on the nose.
Oh, it was amazing that they were able to get
Like
these,
since you're
this
gone,
music.
and then she's gone,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
and then
And just once. And,
oh no, don't say that.
Don't say it, right?
Oh, that's the one that stays with you the whole time.
It does, and it just. I was just also going to say that the reaction when you talked about like the doctor and the woman from the abortion clinic, it's almost it's like they are cast as from the point of view of the teenager going.
Right.
You know, I'm afraid. I mean, maybe in real life they wouldn't have been as
Right.
Judgmental or
Right.
or kind of scary. But the perspective, Boaz, the director, really got that, which I thought was great.
Right.
You know, you're terrified. I mean, something like this happens to you, and you are terrified. You're going through it alone. So I think a lot of people can bond with it. And
Right. Because the Jennifer Jason Leigh abortion scene in Fast Times is, you know, it's pretty affecting. But I mean, you crying is just, I mean, it's just you're breaking down.
And you know, and that's the other thing too. Like
Go ahead, Ab.
going through those experiences, I was like, I am going to cry here. Like a lot of times in Boaz's Lemon Popsicle, I mean, you know, there's sadness, but there wasn't crying, and I'm like, no, you do not understand. If a girl goes through this, she is going to cry, and it doesn't. I can, you know, I don't care if I look ugly or whatever. I'm just, you know, because that's what you would go through.
Well,
you're scared, you know.
Well, that's the thing. You actually look beautiful. You were naked, and it wasn't arousing at all.
But here's the thing between like First American Version and Fast Times. The difference is we remember you and what you went through. Fast Times, like automatically Spicoli. You know, there's so many characters. There's so much going on there. But
ordering the pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, right. And Mr. Hand.
Birthday party for me in here.
And,
you know.
And then the ending. Well, this is what people remember is.
Bully.
So he did all this for you, because he loved you. Says that he loves you. You give him a kiss, which I've seen on the online comments. Oh, the friend kiss.
Friend kiss. Yes, friend zone.
Yeah. So then it's your birthday party. So he's all excited. He buys a bracelet for you. Shows up at the birthday party. They're like, oh, she's in the kitchen. She's kissing the guy that got her pregnant, the blonde guy.
It was described with love too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
To Karen with love. Yeah.
And then the look on his face, the look on all your faces, and then he goes in the car and cries, and that's my life. That's my life.
Hey, I feel that we've all been there, most of us.
Yeah.
Except for Diane, because Diane married you married, and you've been married for about over 30 years, right?
I've been married like since 89.
89.
But I dated a lot before, so by
really?
the time I dated my husband, like I knew what I wanted.
Well,
like,
wait, because I did the one thing I did not do. I didn't check on who's dated who.
I know. Well, I can give you some updates. Like, I mean, I dated Bill Paxton.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
John Cusack?
R.I.P.
No, I never dated John, and I never knew even if John wanted to date me because I was dating my husband by then. So what happened was I mean, here's what happened. Like you know, when I had this thing when I worked with someone, never ever get involved with someone while you're working. You don't, because you're gonna lose the chemistry, and if it gets weird, what do you do? Like it's like in high school, honestly. Like you date somebody. And you're dating ninth grade, well, guess what? They're going to be in their 10th, 11th, and 12th. I mean, you're going to have to deal with it. So, and it's always sad. You don't want to see them dating somebody else. It's just kind of
So how's a young Bill Paxton today?
Oh, he was wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just, the thing about Bill was, we did a movie of the week called Deadly Lessons. And Deadly Lessons was a ABC movie of the week, and he played a farmhand, and I played this this girl going to a prep school. I'm like a simple farm girl going to prep school, and it was, and Donna Reed was in it, and Ali Sheedy, and Nancy Cartwright was in it. She played
Simpsons.
who plays, you know, Bart Simpson. She's amazing. So there's all these actresses in there, like really great, and I wind up, so we worked, and then afterwards, and he's like, hi Diane, you know, oh, come on, let's go on out, and like, you know, and like I remember he had a place in Santa Monica, and that was the time where Santa Monica was like it was like a senior home area.
Right.
Santa Monica was a cozy, quiet little seaside town. Nobody went there, and it was
all the cool kids were in Venice.
Everyone was in Venice. And he had a place there, and like we would go out to his place, and we'd just go out for food, and